Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we're taking a look at the 1967 Mercury Cougar XR7. What a car. This is one of my favourite Ford Mustangs. I love the Mercury Cougar. I think the design on this thing is epic. It's very sort of symmetrical, which I like. In this game especially, I think it looks good because you get the two-tone roofs as an option. This is red with silver roof, and yeah, it looks fantastic. Looks brilliant. Statistically, it's an old muscle car. In actuality, it's an old muscle car. It's not going to be terrific to drive. It's going to be great to look at, not great to drive. It is front-engine rear-wheel drive, 566 horsepower, 1,422 kilos. A lot of torque, a lot of weight, a lot of power. And I'm expecting this to have no grip whatsoever. But to find out just how bad it is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Mitsubishi GTO LM Edition. Set a time of 27.223. This is unlikely to beat that. Okay. This has a 3-speed. Alright, good. To be fair, that actually might help it slightly. Because it means there's less gear changes, which means there's less chance for it to fling itself into a wall. So in terms of what this car is to be compared to, well, we've had quite a lot of classic muscle cars. We've had stuff like the Plymouth GTX, which was terrible, and this has beaten it on its opening lap, which is an achievement. There is the slightly less awful ones, stuff like Plymouth Cougar, 32.4, I think that car has. Then you've got your Chargers, Shelby GT500, 31.8. And then finally, way out ahead of everything else, you have the first gen Z28 Camaro, which had a time of a 31.079. Again, admittedly, that made no power, and also technically it's a pony car. I mean, technically this is a pony car as well, because it's Mustang and stuff. I was going to say before this that the GC500 would be a good shout for something to compare this to, because they're very similar in terms of design and also because they're literally both Mustangs, but this is not well behaved. Not great. It drives a bit strange though. It's not like lack of traction's the problem here, which it is. It's the fact that as soon as this goes onto the grass, it's like driving on super glue, where it just stops accelerating. I don't think I've seen... I mean, we've seen cars that are like unruly on the grass, because of course we have. Like, that's just the thing in this series, but I don't think we'll get a run up, because that was terrible. I don't think I've ever actually driven a car that just stops like accelerating and existing on the grass. That's very strange. Cue the multiple comments of people doing the usual, "Why are you driving on the grass? This is supposed to be a hot air." But like, the grass is quicker. Although in this case, maybe it isn't. You know, I mean, obviously it's still quicker, but yeah. I love it how I backed up to try and get a better lap, and I've truly wasted all of your time with that, because this lap is also terrible. Come on, Cougar! We've had the 99 round, and that was so much better. Admittedly, that also isn't a muscle car, it's a Ford Cougar, but... well, actually, technically speaking, it's this section. It is truly abysmal through this section. Like, honestly, it's just all the understeer, and then you can't even take to the hill because it just doesn't accelerate. This is exactly what I expected, just in ways I didn't expect it. It is terrible to drive. It is truly terrible to drive, which is what I expected. But it's terrible in ways that I didn't expect it to be. That is appalling. That really is appalling to drive. What a thing. Again, it looks good. It needs to, because it's terrible. I don't even know what to say to that. It's not good. 32.487 places it into 265th place. Goes in between the Mitsubishi Minica Dangan and the Mini 1.3. So at least it beat a Mini. It is slower than a Plymouth Cougar, slower than the Aston Martin DB6, although admittedly they're both around the same vintage, so I guess that makes sense. It's quicker than the 82 Corvette, which is good, because that car is atrocious. I'm actually quite surprised by that. It is also quicker than the Plymouth GTX, which is the worst muscle car to go around here. That Plymouth GTX gives me nightmares. This probably will as well, but for different reasons. I just don't get that grass thing. That's so weird. I've never driven a car that just loses all acceleration as soon as it gets onto the grass. That's how little grip this actually has. It's insane. But yeah, there you go. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when hopefully I'll be driving something more controllable. Until then, farewell.
Dreams are going. I won't let you play. Got up in a war that you are not part of. Eyes on the slit of your front.